the 13th century, a time of great upheaval and transformation. The mighty Mongol Empire shattered the old order, sweeping across continents and leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. From its ashes, a new power rose in Anatolia. The Ottoman Turks, a small but determined group, began to carve out their destiny. Led by Osman I, they were fierce warriors, driven by faith and a vision of a new empire. Osman, a charismatic and strategic leader, inspired his followers with dreams of conquest and glory. They carved out a small emirate in the Byzantine frontier, a precarious foothold that would become the foundation of a vast empire. Few could have predicted what would follow. The Ottomans were underestimated by many, but their ambition knew no bounds. Osman's successors expanded their realm with relentless determination. Each new territory brought them closer to their ultimate goal. They chipped away at the crumbling Byzantine Empire, seizing city after city and fortifying their hold on the region. They battled rival Turkish beyliks, consolidating power and eliminating threats to their burgeoning empire. Each victory brought more wealth, more land, and more power. The Ottomans grew stronger with every conquest, their influence spreading like wildfire. The Ottomans were a force on the rise, their military prowess and strategic acumen unmatched in the region. They were destined for greatness, their legacy etched in the annals of history. By the mid-14th century, the Ottomans controlled much of western Anatolia, a testament to their relentless ambition and strategic brilliance. They had crossed into Europe at Gallipoli, a bold move that signaled their intent to expand beyond their traditional borders. The Byzantine Empire was on its knees, weakened by internal strife and external pressures. The Ottomans stood poised to conquer the Balkans, to fulfill their destiny and reshape the world order. A new leader would emerge to lead them to glory. His name was Murad, and under his command, the Ottomans would reach new heights of power and influence. Murad I was born into a world of conflict, a time when the Ottoman Empire was still in its infancy, struggling to find its place among the established powers of the region. His grandfather, Osman, had founded the Ottoman dynasty, laying the first stones of what would become a vast empire. Osman was a visionary leader who saw the potential for greatness in his people. His father, Orhan, had greatly expanded Ottoman power, transforming the fledgling state into a formidable force. Orhan's military campaigns and strategic marriages strengthened the empire's foundations. Murad was a skilled warrior and a shrewd strategist, inheriting the best qualities of his forebears. He was trained in the arts of war from a young age, preparing him for the challenges ahead. He was ready to lead his people to even greater heights, driven by a vision of an empire that would stand the test of time. In 1362, Orhan died. Murad became sultan, stepping into a role that demanded both strength and wisdom. The transition was marked by both mourning and anticipation. He inherited a growing empire, but dangers surrounded him on all sides, from rival factions to external threats. The weight of leadership was heavy on his shoulders. Rival Turkish beyliks to the east posed a constant threat, each vying for dominance in the region. The remnants of the Byzantine Empire to the west were a formidable adversary, clinging to their former glory and resisting Ottoman encroachment. And the ever-present threat of the Christian Crusaders loomed large, their campaigns driven by religious fervor and a desire to reclaim lost territories. Murad was a man of action, not content to sit idly by while threats gathered. He took decisive steps to secure his rule and protect his people. He quickly consolidated his power. He put down rebellions with an iron fist and secured his borders against incursions. His leadership was marked by both strength and resolve. He then turned his attention outwards, recognizing that expansion was the only way to ensure the survival and prosperity of his fledgling empire. Expansion was the only way to ensure the survival of his fledgling empire. Murad embarked on a series of military campaigns, each more ambitious than the last. Murad would prove to be a ruthless and ambitious ruler, unafraid to make difficult decisions for the sake of his empire's future. He would earn the title Ghazi, meaning warrior of the faith, a testament to his dedication to both his people and his religion. He would lay the foundations for the Ottoman Empire's future dominance, setting the stage for centuries of growth and influence. Murad's legacy would be one of strength, vision, and unyielding ambition. Murad understood the importance of a strong army. He knew that to expand and secure his empire, he needed a military force that was not only large but also highly disciplined and loyal. He reformed the Ottoman military, implementing new strategies and training methods that would make his army more effective in battle. One of his most significant reforms was the creation of a new elite infantry force known as the Janissaries. These soldiers were unlike any other in the world at the time. The Janissaries were recruited through the devshirme system, a unique method that involved taking young boys from their homes in the conquered Christian territories. These Christian boys were taken from their villages and brought to the Ottoman Empire, where they would undergo a complete transformation. They were converted to Islam and given a rigorous education that included not only military training, but also instruction in the Islamic faith and Ottoman culture. From a young age, these boys were trained to be loyal soldiers, dedicated to the Sultan and the Ottoman state. Their training was intense and comprehensive, ensuring they were prepared for any challenge. The Janissaries were known for their discipline and fanatical loyalty. They were a formidable force on the battlefield, feared by their enemies. They were also among the first troops to be armed with gunpowder weapons, which gave them a significant advantage over their adversaries. At a time when gunpowder weapons were still a novelty in Europe, the Janissaries' use of these advanced arms made them a cutting-edge military force. This technological edge gave the Ottomans a decisive advantage on the battlefield, allowing them to dominate their enemies and expand their territory. Over the centuries, the Janissaries would become the backbone of the Ottoman army, playing a crucial role in many of the empire's most important battles. They were instrumental in the empire's expansion, helping to secure victories in key battles and solidifying Ottoman control over vast territories. With his newly reformed army, Murad was ready to embark on a series of conquests that would change the course of history. He first turned his attention to Thrace, the last bastion of Byzantine power in Europe, aiming to bring it under Ottoman control. His primary target was the ancient city of Adrianople, a strategic and symbolic prize that would bolster his reputation and secure his hold on the region. The capture of Adrianople would be a turning point in Ottoman history, marking the beginning of a new era of expansion and dominance. This victory would cement Murad's reputation as a great conqueror and set the stage for the future successes of the Ottoman Empire. Adrianople was heavily fortified. It was defended by a strong Byzantine garrison, but Murad's army was too powerful. In 1369, after a lengthy siege, the city fell to the Ottomans. It was a momentous victory. Murad renamed the city Edirne. He made it the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. This was a bold move. It demonstrated Murad's ambition. He was not content with simply raiding and plundering. He was here to stay. He would establish a lasting Ottoman presence in Europe. The capture of Adrianople sent shockwaves through Europe. The Byzantine Empire, once a mighty power, was now on the verge of collapse. The Ottomans were a rising threat. They controlled the land route between Europe and Asia. Murad's victory at Adrianople had shifted the balance of power in the region. He had set the stage for centuries of Ottoman dominance. Murad's conquests alarmed the Christian rulers of the Balkans. In 1371, a large Serbian army marched against the Ottomans. They were led by King Vukašin Mrnjavčević. They aimed to drive the Ottomans back into Anatolia. The two armies met at the Battle of Maritsa. The Serbs were confident of victory. They outnumbered the Ottomans. But Murad was a master of strategy. He launched a surprise night attack. The Serbs were caught off guard. They were routed. The Battle of Maritsa was a crushing defeat for the Serbs. It cemented Ottoman dominance in the Balkans. It sent a clear message to Europe. The Ottomans were a force to be reckoned with. Murad's legend grew. He was the scourge of Christendom, the architect of Ottoman triumph. But his greatest test was yet to come. Murad's victories had not gone unnoticed. A coalition of Christian forces assembled to challenge him. Serbs, Bosnians, Albanians, Hungarians, and Wallachians united under the leadership of the Serbian prince Lazar. They were determined to halt the Ottoman advance. The two armies clashed on the Field of Blackbirds near Kosovo Polje in 1389. The Battle of Kosovo was one of the most important battles in medieval history. It was a bloody and hard-fought encounter. The outcome was in doubt for hours. The Ottomans were ultimately victorious, but their victory came at a heavy price. During the battle, Murad was assassinated by a Serbian nobleman, Milos Obilic. Murad's son, Bayezid, immediately took command. He ensured the Ottoman victory. But the death of Murad was a blow to the empire. He had been a brilliant leader, a skilled general, and a ruthless conqueror. Murad I ruled for 30 years. In that time, he transformed the Ottoman Empire. He expanded its territory, consolidated its power, and laid the foundations for its future dominance. He was a skilled military commander, a shrewd politician, and a ruthless conqueror. Murad's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a product of his time. He was a man of violence. He was driven by ambition and faith. He was also a capable ruler. He established institutions that would outlive him. He created a powerful army that would dominate the region for centuries. Murad's reign saw the creation of the Janissaries. This elite military force would become a defining feature of the Ottoman Empire. He also oversaw the conquest of Adrianople, which became the empire's new capital. And he led the Ottomans to victory in several key battles, including Maritsa and Kosovo. Murad's impact on European history was profound. He dealt a fatal blow to the already weakened Byzantine Empire. He opened the way for the eventual Ottoman conquest of Constantinople. He established the Ottomans as the dominant power in the Balkans. This would have far-reaching consequences for the region's history. Murad's victories sent shockwaves through Europe. They contributed to the growing sense of fear and anxiety in the West about the Ottoman threat. They also spurred the development of new military technologies and tactics. These would eventually help to turn the tide against the Ottomans. But Murad's legacy is not simply one of conquest and destruction. He was also a pragmatist. He understood the importance of trade and diplomacy. He established diplomatic relations with several European powers. He encouraged trade between the Ottoman Empire and its neighbors. Sultan Murad I died on the field of battle. His life's work, however, was far from finished. His successors would build upon his legacy. They would conquer Constantinople. They would push the frontiers of the Ottoman Empire deep into Europe and beyond. Murad's reign was a turning point in Ottoman history. He transformed a small Turkish emirate into a major power. He laid the foundations for what would become one of the largest and longest-lasting empires in history. His story is a reminder of the power of ambition, the importance of military strength, and the enduring legacy of great leaders.